Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. I know that right now, if you're joining us from the United States, it's very late in the night, and you making the time to join us. The fact that you are here just give Mark and I so much encouragement. If you've been with us for a while now, you know that we have just launched only 4 weeks ago. And within 4 weeks, we have reached more than 40,000 people. Every day we post an encouraging message on our Facebook Live. And when we do that, you guys have helped us share the message, and we have reached more than 40,000 people. Also on Saturday, we have 2 programs, one in the morning, 7 a.m. Central Time, and one in the evening, 8 p.m. Central Time. The morning program is a bilingual program. It has English and Vietnamese, while the evening program just English only. And you have helped us share those programs with the purpose of adding value to the people in your network. And I really thank you for being here with us tonight. I'd like to take just a couple of minutes to share about our mission and our vision for the Encourage team. When Mark and I get together, we've known each other for a few years, and we have encouraged each other along the way. And we know that encouragement is really important to each one of us. In fact, right after we launched the encouragement team, our mentor and teacher, John Maxwell, went online and he said, encouragement is the oxygen of the soul. So encouragement is very important to our well-being. Encouragement is very important to our success in life, very important to our happiness. And so the number one mission that we have with the encouragement team is to encourage each other. We want to empower each other as well. We want to help each other learn and excel. We provide training classes, coaching program, speaking. We also recommend good books so that we can each read and learn from the books ourselves. Everything that we do is with a simple purpose. We want to help you excel in life. Everything that we do, the encouragement, the empowerment program that we have is to help you and help us to excel in our life. Our vision is to reach 10 million people in 4 years. And if you join a little bit earlier, you hear Mark and I were saying that even though we only launched 4 weeks ago, exactly today, we have reached more than 40,000 people already, and we're reaching more and more people every day. Just in the last week alone, we have reached 8,000 people in just 1 week. And there is no way we can reach 10 million people without your help. So I'm asking for your help. If you think what we're doing is helpful, if you think the message that we share every day is helpful, if you like our Saturday program, please help share those messages, share those programs to the people in your network. We like to reach out to them. We like to encourage them. And the thing is, when we try to encourage other people, we get encouraged ourselves. And they in turn turn around and encourage us as well.
That's right. I was just going to let me add real quick. You could even have a watch party right now while we're doing this.
Exactly, yeah. And so who are we? Who are we, the people who established the Encourage team? Mark and I, as you see in this picture, we are John Maxwell coach, teacher, speaker. Mark recently retired as a vice president of marketing, for a publicly traded healthcare REIT that owns approximately 25 senior housing in the whole United States. He also the president, one of the founders, and he's serving on the board of Southeast Asia Healthcare Partner Incorporation. Mark has made almost 30 visits to Vietnam, and he is the author of 2 books, Unlock Your Success and Unlock Your Courage. In fact, the program today is an overview of one of the chapters in Mark's book. It's about living your dream. And he has a lot more detail in the books, and I really want to encourage you to check out his book because you're gonna learn a lot more detail beyond what Mark is able to share within this 1 hour that we have together. Myself, my name is Tan Nguyen. I'm also a John Maxwell certified coach, teacher, and speaker. I have 2 master degrees, one master degree in electrical engineering, the other master degree in business administration. And I have about 20 years of experience in business development, marketing, and electrical engineering. My passion in life is to help others find their purpose and to live their best life. Many people have asked us how they could get involved with what we're doing. And by joining us on the Saturday evening or Sunday morning, wherever you are, you already get involved with us. You already help encourage us. Some of the things you could do is you could visit our website at theencourageteam.com. And from our website, you could see we have several options that you could get involved right away. One is you could follow it on Facebook. And on Facebook every day, Mark and I are going to share encouraging quote, encouraging statement from other people from around the world, from well-known authors, speaker. Every day we will have a brand new quote so that it could help encourage you during the day. And every Saturday, such as today, we're going to have a special program planned for you with the purpose of adding value to your life. The other thing you could do is joining us on LinkedIn. I know LinkedIn is a professional network, and we oftentimes connect with our coworker and our team on LinkedIn. If you follow us on LinkedIn, you would also get access to the daily encouraging quote, and you could share those quotes to help encourage your team, your college, and your company. And the third thing we have there is a YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel, we have different recording of different training that we're gonna post there from time to time. So if you like to watch any of the training that we have, you could also follow it in the YouTube channel and have access to those training recording. And last, if you want to get on our mailing list so that you can be the first one to get notified of other upcoming program, other events, get a reminder of the Saturday Empowerment Program, please sign up for our mailing list, and you would be the first to know whenever we have a new event or a new program. What are other things that you can do to help us and get involved with the encouragement team? You can invite your friends, family to follow us on Facebook. That way they can see all of the encouraging messages daily. That way they can get to see the Saturday training program. The other thing you could do is you could send in your favorite encouraging quote. This quote could be from you or could be from a famous, well-known author. As long as it's an encouraging quote, it will help encouraging other people. The other thing is you could send in a 1-minute video to encourage others. If it's a 2 language, if you could speak a couple languages, then you could send in 2 minutes video to help us encourage others. In fact, we have several our friends here have sent in the 2 minutes video, and we're able to share it, and we got hundreds of people responding. Thank you for those videos. And then, like I said before, you could join our mailing list to get up-to-date information about upcoming events. As you visit our website or the LinkedIn page or the Facebook page, you would see this statement. The encourage team, we would like to encourage others, who encourage others, who encourage others. And the purpose is we want to create a cycle that keep going until we have a world full of encouragers. And this is our website. If you have a chance to visit our website, and you can see a lot of the things that we are offering, have offered, and going to offer in the future. And with that, it's a short introduction of what we have for you with the Encourage Team program. And I'd like to hand it over to Mark. He has a wonderful program planned today, and I can't wait to listen to it.
Well, thank you, Tan, and thank you for sharing that. And it has been a real encouragement to us and to a lot of people. And you know, even this evening, as we're speaking in English, we have several people friends from Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City and other parts of the world. We frequently have, this morning we had friends from Australia as well. And, you know, one of the things, we're going to talk about dreams tonight. You remember the first the previous 2 sessions, we talked about character. We talked about, last week, we talked about the importance of having a positive attitude. Many of you took the positive attitude pledge with us. Tonight, we're going to talk about dreams. And, you know, to me, it's humbling because I frequently, when I'm traveling around and speaking, I'll have someone say to me, I want to be like you, Mark. And I have to say, I want you to be better than Mark. And let me tell you something that I've done. I have to confess, maybe kind of a semi-failure with you, because in 1983, I gave a presentation for the company that I work for. And afterwards, my boss, who has turned into, this is 1983. I mean, that's almost 40 years ago. My boss at the time, who's still a great friend and is on the board of our Southeast Asia Healthcare Partners Group, at that time, he said, Mark, that was great. I think you could be a speaker. That was 1983. That was a dream of mine. I didn't become a speaker until 2016, over 30 years later. So don't be like Mark. Start now and pursuing your dreams. And let me tell you what the process is, why I was not successful in pursuing that dream at that time, and why I'm more successful at it now. Wherever, even in America, people say, wish you good luck when you're doing something, and I'm amazed in Asia that there's at birthdays and New Year's, you get lucky money. It's lucky, you know, there's lucky colors, there's lucky numbers, all those sorts of things. Even actually this little wristband that I have on that has the key principles in the book that we're talking about has, I did research to see what the lucky colors in Asia are before I designed this wristband. So everybody wants good luck. We all want to get lucky. So I'm going to share with you tonight the luck formula. And let me share my screen with you real quick. If you're taking notes, this would be a good time to take notes. We all want to get lucky. So preparation.
While Mark typing the formula, I just want to share a story. I met Mark about 5 years ago. And during that time, Mark has always asked me, what's your dream? What is your passion? And he kept encouraging me during those years that we talked together. And he shared this luck formula with me. But even though he's very persistent of encouraging me, I did not take any action. And also there was even a time that I shared with Mark that, Mark, I used to have a dream, but now I don't know what my dream is. And so it was so hard for me to even take action because I no longer had a dream. And so Mark, there will be people, right now, there are people like how I used to be. They don't have a dream anymore. It was because either they was discouraged at some point and nobody encouraged them, or they failed too many times and they got disappointed so many times that they no longer dare to dream. So they live a life of a reactive life. They live a life of, they just deal with whatever life throw at them, and they no longer have a dream. What would be your advice to those people who were like me in the past?
You know, thank you for sharing that, Ton. And I think there are a lot of us that we get blindsided by life. I mean, life just happens to us. We have adversity and negative things that happen to us, challenges along the way. A lot of times, even our parents may say, oh, you need to have this sort of career or do something that's not really anything that you have passion about or that you enjoy, but because of someone advises you to do that, you do it. I know I have a doctor friend in Asia. I asked her, I said, how did you decide to become a doctor? And she said, well, my teacher told me I should be a doctor. Well, you know, do you really have a passion for helping people or being a physician? And so we frequently, any of us can fall into the trap of, I had this dream when I was a child, but something's happened, that has kept me from pursuing that dream. And I think that now I want, and even now with the pandemic that's gone on, people, that's a real obstacle to people. So it's important, I think, to step back, to reflect and think about, okay, what do I really want my life to be about? What is my dream? Reflect on that. Some people don't have dreams. As a person of faith, I think for me, it's very important that I pray and ask God for guidance on pursuing my dreams and what I should do with my life. And then I think something else that's very important is to surround ourselves with the right kind of people. You know, you mentioned the power of encouragement, and we need, you know, you mentioned in the previous session how we've been told no, no, no 7 or 8 times more than we've had people encourage us with yeses. So we need to surround ourselves with people who will encourage us and who want the best for us in our lives. My wife and I were talking just the other day about how we have to be humble and ask people for advice. Right. I frequently, I know that if I ask somebody to help me and be an advisor to me, I used to be hesitant to do that. A lot of us don't want to ask for help. But when we do ask someone to help us, one, we're acknowledging, we're adding value to them. We're telling them that we value their opinions, their advice. And so then we're really, in some ways, when we ask someone for advice, we're saying, I want you on my team. Yeah. I need your help. And all of us like to, who doesn't like to offer advice? A lot of times we offer advice even when people don't want it. So I think those are kind of key things. And then it's a matter of when you have that dream, to be energized to continue with it. We're going to have obstacles. You know, you mentioned our goal of reaching 10 million people in 4 years. Well, that won't be easy. There's going to be obstacles along the way. Mm-hmm. And we need to keep that in front of us. And when the first little thing when things come up that discourage us, we need to fight through that discouragement, encourage each other, find other people to continue to encourage, right, and never give up.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. And I have to say that you did advise me the same thing that you share with everybody in the room today. And because of what you advised me and I apply what you say, number one is to reflect what I like to do. What is it that I enjoy doing the most? Number two is to pray about it and ask for guidance. Number three is to surround myself with like-minded people. I remember you asked me to attend some of the training that you deliver for the United States Embassy in Vietnam. And I make a commitment to you that I watch every single training that you did. And that training is actually the start of rekindle my dream. And then the last thing is you say is to, what you're gonna review again, is to take action, to do something about that dream. And because of your advice and because I follow it, thank you, Mark, I have been able to discover my passion that I used to have many years ago that I forgot about it. So thank you for sharing with everybody in the room today.
And thank you for encouraging me.
Thanks.
So
I want to hear about a formula.
Okay, yeah, let's get back to this luck formula. You see, before, well, I had this dream to be a speaker. I didn't even take baby steps to prepare for it. I lacked preparation. I had this attitude of, well, there's so many people that are better than I am. I'm not that good. So I didn't have a can-do attitude. I had a negative attitude about my abilities. I lacked confidence. And so then I didn't have when you haven't prepared to be when it's your dream to be a speaker, but you haven't really prepared and you don't have the good attitude, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities to speak. And then because when you do, you're not going to be as effective as you otherwise could be. Now, and then as you see, all of those things, I didn't take action on them. And so then what happened in 2014, actually, as I was going to, as the team of Southeast Asia Healthcare Partners and I were going to Vietnam, people began to ask us, we were doing medical and healthcare oriented things to provide better care for elderly and orphans, but then through relationships, people started asking us to do leadership development training and speak about success principles. And so I saw this opportunity that was coming to speak. And so I said to myself, okay, if the opportunities are going to be there, I need to become a better speaker. So it was that time I looked around and I thought, oh, I saw that John Maxwell's organization had training where I could become a better speaker. And I'd heard John speak in person several times, but one time was a full day of just John speaking. And at the end of the day, I was ready to hear more. And most of the time when you hear a speaker, it's like, okay, 20 minutes and okay, that's enough. He spoke for like 6 or 7 hours that day and I still wanted more. So when I found out there was an opportunity to learn how to speak from one of the best communicators in the world, I invested in myself and took that training. So then I had this attitude of, okay, now I've done some things to prepare. I can do this. It's not anymore, can I do this? It's like, how can I do this? I know I can do it. I'm going to be successful at it. And then when I was ready for the opportunities and got more and more opportunities to speak. And if you listen to me speak in 2020 compared to when I spoke in 2014, it's much better now. And all of these things took action on my part. So that's the luck formula. It's like John Maxwell says, your dreams don't work unless you work. So we had to take those things. Now I'm going to unshare my screen now.
So Mark, one of the things you talk about is attitude. And you did mention that at the beginning, your attitude was, I'm not good enough. There are other people who better than me. And I believe that I have the same voice in my head. Like whenever we want to do something great, there's always a voice in our head saying that, hey, you're not good enough, right? As a matter of fact, just recently I told you that maybe I shouldn't be doing this with you. My English has too much accent. Nobody's gonna want to listen to me. And you in turn encouraged me that, no, you're doing good. People want to hear your perspective and want to hear your voice and your experience. So what is your advice to combat with those negative voices that held us back and not allowing us to take action, to get the preparation to get better, to how can I do it rather than say I cannot do it?
Well, you know, it's like like you said, we've got this voice on one shoulder saying, oh, you're too big, you're too little, you're too old, you're too young, you're too not smart enough, someone's better than you. Then on this other shoulder, we have this voice that's saying, you can do it, you're smart enough, you can learn. And so which voice do we listen to? Which voice do we feed? Because it's important to feed and listen to the right voice. That's why we need encouragement. We need encouragement from other people, but we also need to we need to feed those right voices. And you know, when I wrote my first book, I was thinking, okay, John Maxwell's written over 100 books on leadership. Why should, you know, and I started, this voice over here was saying, well, this is just a little book. It's, you know, you're no John Maxwell. And then this other voice said, look, Mark, you have a different voice. You have different stories, and And those stories are going to resonate with some people and help them have a better life. And
Right.
you can be a positive influence on them. And so I started listening to this voice and wrote that book. And it's just a short, this is just a short book that several people have told me that little book has changed their life.
Right.
Why wouldn't I want to write a book that would change someone's life?
That's right. That's right. Thank you. And I appreciate you reiterate again that we, in order to feed the positive voice, we need to surround ourselves with an encouraging team. We need to have people who encourage us so that we keep feeding that positive voice, so that we keep listening to us more, to that voice more, and take action to pursue our dream. Thank you.
You know, I think let me share my screen with you again. I'll share it in just a second. In 1983, I worked for one of the largest healthcare companies in the world. And I was a regional manager for them and had multi-facility responsibility around the country. And my boss took me aside and said, Mark, this is a really big company. And in order to get things accomplished in this company, you have to have other people help you. And that's the same way it is with our dreams. If we want to fulfill our dreams, we have to have other people help us. You mentioned before we even really started, we can't reach 10 million people by ourselves. It requires a team to do that. And so one of the things that we're doing here is we're enlisting members of our dream team. You have to have a team to match your dream. You know, if someone takes off and wants to climb Mount Everest by themselves, tries to climb Mount Everest by themselves, they're going to die, Tom.
Right.
You cannot climb Mount Everest by yourself. You have to have Sherpas and people that have experience and knowledge and equipment and all of those things to help you along. And it's really clear to me as I need to go back up here. I got the wrong screen. Here we go. So this is in at Nha Trang University in Nha Trang, Vietnam, where they had invited me to speak, and the translator that I had for the evening, who was from Hanoi, had to cancel. And so you see in the picture on the right, this is my friend Kuan, who worked for a company that I did leadership development training that morning. And she's a great translator. She speaks fluent English. And I was hesitant. I thought, I need a translator, but I hate to ask Kuan because she has already translated for me today and all that. But I was in a jam. So I said, Kuan, would you be willing to translate for me this evening at the university? And as soon as we got on the stage, Kuan said, let's take a selfie. That usually it's me saying, let's take a selfie. In that event, it was Kuan. Now, here's the interesting thing about that. I thought that I was going to be bothering her and taking advantage of her when I asked her to do that. I was hesitant to ask her. Afterwards, Kuan said to me, she said, a few years ago, I was a student at Nha Trang University. I would have been in that audience. Being up there on the stage with you is a dream come true for me.
Wow.
So two things hit me about that. One is when I enlisted her to help me with my dream, one, I was adding value to her because I acknowledge her expertise in translation. And two, it was an opportunity, I didn't know it, for her to be part of my dream, but also realize her dream at the same time. So again, when we ask someone for help, it adds value to them. It tells them that you respect them and that you honor their expertise or experience. So it's always, even this morning as you're translating for me, it's another example of I couldn't have near the influence in Vietnam if I didn't have people translating for me. I know how to say "pha ga," "xin chào," "Cam," and things like that, but I can't hold a conversation in Vietnamese with people. So in order for me and our team, when we go to Vietnam to be effective, we have to have other people that translate for us. So in order for us to fulfill our dream of influencing people, helping people, then we have to have other people join us. And so I think when you think about being on a team or having a dream team, think about, it's important to me, you need to think about what kind of people am I willing to support and be with. And before really that I join a team or I want to know who the leader is.
Right.
I want to, and quite frankly, let me share you kind of the process that Ton and I went through in starting the Encourage team. Like Ton mentioned, we'd known each other for several years, and we had a relationship of trust. We several times we would say, oh, we've said we read the same types of books, we have the same values, we have the same faith, we have all these things. And so we built, before I want to start and be a part of this with Ton, I believe in Ton. And then together, so before we join forces with each other, we believe in each other.
Right.
So would that be the way you describe anything?
Exactly. I see a lot of wonderful, back up a little bit, I was seeing a lot of wonderful things you was doing in Vietnam. You was traveling to Vietnam almost 30 times, and you was reaching a lot of people, helping a lot of people. And then I reach out to you, hey Mark, I see a lot of wonderful things you're doing in Vietnam. And that's when we start talking to each other. And then recently, you encouraged me, you introduced me to different people so that I can start teaching the John Maxwell program. And then as you encouraged me to pursue my dream, and as we encouraging each other, we realized that a lot of people would benefit from that same kind of encouragement. And that's when we say, hey, let's do this. Let's get together and help encouraging other people so that they can excel, live their best life, and be happy. So that's how the Encourage team got started.
That's right. And one of the things that I think is really important is for us to fulfill our dreams. This takes effort. Everything, like John Maxwell says, everything worthwhile in life takes effort. And one of my friends, in a Facebook friend in Australia, sent me a message one day and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm studying to prepare for a presentation that I'm getting ready to make." And she responded, she says, "You still study?" And I know she's thinking, here's this guy, he's over 60 years old, he still has to study. So my response was really simple. In order for me to help other people to grow, I have to continue to grow myself.
Exactly.
Never really stops. And so we have to continue to grow. I know Tom has this too. We have a growth and goals program for ourselves, and I update that every year. Actually, I need to do some updating mid-year right now to upgrade that. So I want to encourage you to have when you have a dream, you need to write it down, and also you need to share it with other people, because that gives, when you share it with other people, when Tom decided to go public and tell people we want to influence and encourage 10 million people, that put the heat on us to make sure that we do everything that we can to do that. That told everyone out there, we put ourselves out there, so there's accountability, and people are going to be saying, well, how many people have you influenced so far? They're going to be asking us how we're coming along with that 10 million. So when you have a goal, when you have a dream, you write it down, and then you have accountability by going public, and you know, quite frankly, when I go public with it, the first people I go public with my goals and my dreams are with people I know will encourage me.
Right.
And
so I want to ask everybody in the room to share with us if they have a dream. If not, if they do, would they like to go public with us of what the dream is? Let's put that into practice right now. Right.
Where the rubber meets the road, and we're going to talk about that even some more in a little bit. But so these examples that we're talking to you about, see, all of this is, yeah, we're sharing these principles with you, but this is not just about Mark and Tom sharing principles. This, in order for you to have your best life, you have to take the action, not just think, oh, wow, that's neat what Mark and Tom are doing. You need to take these things and take action and take the effort on your own. In order for you to be successful, you have to take action.
Right.
And John Wooden is probably the most successful college basketball coach ever in America. His teams, when he was coaching at the University of California in Los Angeles, won 10 national championships. No other coach has been able to have that type of success. And every morning, John Wooden got up, he asked himself the same question. And that question, I know, would you like to hear that question?
Yes, I would love to hear that, Mark. He's so successful. In fact, he's one of the most referred to quotes and lesson in most of the leadership books that I read. People refer to him as a symbol of success, because 10 times national championship, that is not easy. It's not easy at all. Yeah.
So thank you for asking what that question is. The question that he asked himself every single day was, what can I do today to make my team better?
Wow.
Now, I want to add another question to John Wooden's question. And that question is, what can I do today to make myself better?
Wow.
Because you see, if I want to help other people to get better, I need to get better too. Mm-hmm. And so those are two questions that we can ask ourselves. What can I do today to encourage my family? What can I do today to encourage friends, my coworkers, to help us all get better?
Wow. And that all come back to the luck formula, preparation, right? Preparation is we have to continuously every day improve ourselves, have a personal growth plan to help improve ourselves so that we can add more value to the people around us.
You're exactly right. Now I'm going to share my screen one last time here, because we have the questions that we can all answer. Oops, that's the wrong one. So where are you on the luck formula? Yeah, I hope you've written this luck formula down. It's preparation plus attitude plus opportunity plus action equals luck. That you want to be lucky, you do those 4 things. Then the other thing, and you talked about this earlier too. When I think about my dreams, I think about, okay, what am I good at and what do I like to do? And that helps me determine what my dream is. And then who is on your dream team? Who are you enlisting to be on your dream team? If you don't have a dream yet, maybe join our team, join our encouragement team, join us and be a part of our dream. And then that will help you discover your dream as well. Because one of the things that we want to do is we want to encourage you to fulfill your purpose and your dream. And then the question I just asked, what can you do? What can you do today to make yourself and the people around you better? And then we mentioned effort. You know, if this stuff was easy, it would have already been done. And, you know, if it was easy to reach 10, you know, if we could reach 10 million people in a week, we would already be finished and say, oh, wow, we can congratulate ourselves. It's not, we have to make sacrifices to do that. We have to, whether it's time, whether it's money, whether it's investing in our own personal growth. And Tom and I were both talking, we talk after these sessions about, okay, well, how did that go? What do we need to improve the next one? And she usually has a list of things that we can do to improve. And then we both discussed how we've invested in ourselves with the John Maxwell training. We've recently signed up for additional courses that we're taking to help make us more effective. And then finally, do you have a written goals and growth program? And I would have to say that writing these things down has been almost, I've written goals for 40 years. When I look back on those things, it's almost like magic how those things have come to pass when we've written them down.
Right. I used to have a mentor. He asked me to write down goals. And I wrote down goals and I shared with him, and he said, Han, those are too small. Those goals are too small. And he asked me to write bigger goal. And when I write bigger goal, I came back to him and he said, those are too small, Han, write bigger goals. And so I wrote it down, and I think to myself, there's no way I could achieve these goals. They're just like unbelievable. And the other day, as I was cleaning out the office to make a space for my work area, I found those notebooks. And amazingly, I achieved every single goals that I have that wrote down 5 years ago. At that time, I thought it was impossible, but I have hit every single one of them.
Isn't that great? And you know, the other thing that I think about, even with writing big goals, and I have to confess, it's like, you know, I've had a lot of good success in career and financially and things like that. And then I think, why didn't I write those? Why didn't I make bigger goals? Because I could have even had more success. But you know, it's really important to do that and to write those things down, because, like you say, when you write it down, there's just something special that gets those hardwired into your system.
Right. Right. We do have a comment from the room, from Hung. He say, what can I do today to encourage my family? And I'm really thankful for that question. More than ever nowadays, with the pandemic and with everything that's going on, we are bombarded with negativity. We bombarded with discouraging news. And so more than ever, it's very important to surround us with a positive thinking, with the encouraging team, so that we can listen to the positive voice in our head rather than listen to the negative voice in our head. And it's sometimes really hard to do. That's why we need to surround ourselves with like-minded people, with an encouraging team, so that we can bring our energy up, so that we can stay positive and help encouraging our family during this difficult time. And even before this difficult time, you and I know that we have to encourage each other from time to time, because all of us need encouragement. Like John Maxwell say, encouragement is the oxygen of the soul.
That's exactly right. And one of the things that I think of with families, and we're going to talk, we're actually negative. That's a great question, because next week we're going to talk about relationships,
right?
And the importance of relationships. And one of the things that we can do that encourages people is, there's a principle out there that is, you get what you praise. So when we find ways to praise people, that encourages them. I've told and some other people, that I had a boss tell me one time. He said, "Mark, you don't have a detailed bone in your body, but you have all these other positive characteristics, so we're gonna promote you anyway." So then what that tells me that I need to do, and is that although I'm not very detail oriented, that's not my natural thing, is to pay a lot of attention to details. So that tells me that I need to have other people that have that as a strength, because it's not a strength for me. And then we can all operate within our strength zones. And another way, I think, with family, that we tell people that we love them, is Zig Ziglar wrote a book one time called Raising Positive Kids in a Negative World.
Right.
And here's the way he put it. He said, you spell love to a kid Time. So when we spend time with each other, it tells people that we love them.
Right. Hung also shared that we need to have a dream for ourselves, a dream for our family, and a dream for our company, our career. And that is an excellent comment, because as you and I, we are coaches, we know that is the balance that we want. Some people, if you just focus on your career and they turn around and they forgot their family and they don't have a happy family anymore. And also, what's the point of keep improving yourself, but you not doing anything to contribute to your family, to the world at large? So you just learning all those things and keep it to yourself, and you improving yourself. But if you don't share it with other people, then there's no point. So it's very important to have a dream plan and a goal for each area of our life: family, career, ourselves, any area that's important to us. We need to have a dream and a plan.
That you're exactly right. It's when I have my goals and growth program, it's got spiritual, I have personal, physical health goals, and I have family goals, and career goals, financial goals, all of those things.
Right. Yeah, they're all related. So we're coming up to the hour mark. Before we close, I want to reiterate our mission again. Our mission is to encourage other people. And right now what we're doing is every day we post an encouraging quote in our Facebook page, in our LinkedIn page. Every Saturday we do 2 programs, one in the morning at 7 a.m. in the US Central Time, which is 7 p.m. in Vietnam, and that's a bilingual program on Saturday. And then the evening at 8 p.m. Central Time in the US, we do an English only, and that is 8 a.m. on Sunday in Vietnam, and that's the English only program. And we open, if any of the people who follow us on our page and in our program, in our live training, if they have other ideas on how we could encourage people even more than that, please let us know. We are open to do whatever we can to help encourage people, to encourage them, to encourage their family, encourage their network. And I also want to reiterate that we always have 2 voices in our head, a negative voice and a positive voice, and we need to listen to the positive voice. And in order to get the positive voice bigger, like you share in the program, we need an encouraged team surround us with positive, like-minded people who encourage us so that the positive voice get bigger. And so we asking everybody to help us by sending in quotes or 2-minute video. Even if you already sent in a 2-minute video, send it again. We want more of that, and also helping us by inviting other people in your network to follow us on our page so that we can help encourage them and encourage their friends and family as well.
That's right. And I hope that tonight you've been encouraged, and that you'll go out and encourage someone else.
That's right. Thank you so much, Mark. And in the future, we're going to have other program, and in particular specific about dream. We're going to do a mastermind about discovering your dream and follow your dream. So stay tuned for more information on that.
That's right. This is the interesting thing about this is we've just scratched the surface in this 30 or 45 minutes tonight. This is not all exhaustive. We could have a day seminar just on goal setting and dreams and goal setting.
Exactly. And I want to tell everybody about your book again. I've read your book so many times. I read them again last night, and each time I read, I learn something new. And today, you only, with 50 minutes, we were only able to share just a little bit in your book, even though it's a short, but it have a lot of part in it. And I learned a lot from your book. So if anyone has not read your book, I encourage them to go to our website, go to the bookstore, and they would get a direct link that could take them to Amazon to purchase the book. So thank you so much for joining us today. Your presence today encouraged Mark and I so much and give us more energy to keep doing what we're doing. So really appreciate you, and thank you so much for joining us.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.